my goodness. My Guinness, they say. Welcome to Unlimited Lives, everybody. I'm your host, TJ. With me this week is Ian.
Elden ring-a-ding, baby, do your thing.
Elden ring-a-ding, ding-dong, dingy-doo-doo. Ring-a-ding-ding. Yeah, Elden Ring just came out. I look red-faced crap. This video is only live.
So I think the number one consideration people have when they listen to podcasts is, how does the host look right now?
And I look red-faced and clean. What's up, dude? So you've been playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, for probably like an hour and a half total. I literally just got it this morning.
On
the back of a recommendation by friend of the show, Matt Radlow.
Matt Radlow. Dat Radlow.
That Radlow.
That's what I call it. So I want to get it. I'm almost done with Dying Light. Well, not really, but like I'm at the point where I could just.
Isn't Dying Light like hundreds and hundreds of hours long?
It's supposed to be 500 hours.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Can you imagine just being like, "Oh, I ran out of things to do in Dying Light. When's the DLC come out?"
I feel like there's a lot of it. Like I haven't seen
500. This game should be 560 hours.
This is a ripoff.
Oh!
I've noticed that what I've noticed is I love where this mic is right now. It's just it makes me I saw you to see on the video, but it's like I moved it so it's like out of the way. It's like perfect, but
Great.
Any minute I feel like it's gonna just bend off the arm and slam my computer.
Anything that makes my baby boy's life easier.
This makes my life easier. So yeah, Dying Light has like I haven't seen any like repeat I haven't seen any like repeated mission stuff. It's been pretty consistent.
We haven't talked about it a lot, and I actually kind of did want to pick your brain. Like,
sure, let's do Dying Light and then Elden Ring. So pick my brain.
I want to pick your brain. Like, what's the appeal? Like, it's gunplay, right? And you have like relatively realistic guns, or are there like silly guns a little
In
bit?
Dying
Like,
Light?
yeah.
No. So Dying Light is like
is it not guns?
No.
Oh.
Dying Light is like an open world zombie game that
No. Yeah, I know that. I mean, like, how do you fight the zombies in it?
Oh, you do. So in the first one they had where you mostly did you fashion weapons. So it's all like blunt weapons, two-handed weapons, like axes, swords, baseball bats, spiked bats. Then you can add mods to them. So the other game, I think the first one had like you could add like fire to a machete, so it's a fire machete. This one you can add two mods. So you can have a fire machete that also, like, as you hit a zombie, it lights them on fire and they fly across the room when you get a critical.
Oh God, everyone listening to this is about to yell at me. So it's like the mall zombie game. I can't remember the name of it right now. What is it?
Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising. So is it a little bit like that with the crafting and you make your own weapons?
Yeah, you make your own weapons. You can't repair anything. So
why?
Well, I'm fine with it because right now I found that they do a great job of the weapon. Like they do a great job of like finding new weapons. So I found myself trying to hoard weapons. Like, well, this machete does 100 damage.
Right.
I'm like, one that does like 150, like, a couple hours in. So,
it's so funny. Like you say that, and I was talking to Radlow about Elden Ring on, we were like texting, and I was saying like, he's like, no, it's good. Like you'll find a camp and it's like, of baddies. And if you fight them and you can beat them, like you get some kind of cool reward, or at least like you get runes, which are like the currency you use to level up and like buy shit. And he goes, and your weapons don't break unlike in Breath of the Wild. And I just had such a fucking like visceral, like stomach reaction to like, oh my God, you go through and you use your good weapon to fight a camp and you get a worse weapon because your good weapon broke. And now you have a worse weapon because you tried to camp and it was like exactly a little bit weaker. And I got such a reaction. Now you're saying like your weapons break and I'm feeling it again.
They do break, but like I said, I've come across a lot of like gold tier weapons, a lot of purple weapons. It hasn't been a problem. And actually I get to have fun with like changing up. So it's like an ice axe that burns them out on a critical hit. So it's like, it's pretty good. Then they do a lot of parkour.
Say that
Well,
again?
this whole game was
No, no, no. What
parkour.
was that word you said?
Parkour.
You said porkcore.
Por it's you have to jump on pigs and you go on everything we're like, "Queek, queek, 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 queek." Hey, Gunler, Fallout 3 in Vegas remastered's all I need. Ha, thank you, Gunler, on here. If anyone listening at home, not on, like, you can find this on the Unlimited Facebook group page and the Twitch. I'm gonna try to stream on Mondays. Just set your notifications. I don't have a time yet.
Also, considering the entire, like, from my point of view, the right side of your screen is Fallout shit. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I think anyone who likes Fallout has the right host for this show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't have a good background. Like I could do a normal like a
No,
video
that's a
game
great. Are you
one.
kidding me? That's a great background. What are you
Yeah,
talking
this
about?
one's
You have
fine.
all the Fallout shit. You got a transformer. I honestly, as soon as I tuned in, I was like, "Yo, what is that California Republic flag? That is awesome."
Oh yeah, yeah, from Fallout. I know. It's a but Ian, we do call
Wait,
this
so everything is Fallout?
yeah, except
I
for
see a
Transformers.
lightsaber there. I
And
see a
then
Jason mask.
yeah, the thing is you can't see everything. But Ian, remember, this is the bad basement. This is the bad basement.
What's up, Matt
Matt,
Arcane? How you
Matt
doing?
Arcane, what's up, man? So let me finish Dying Light because I want to talk about Elden Ring, even though it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
falling out. It just in a nutshell, like you do parkour, um, attacks. So like you'd block, like if you do a perfect block on, like let's say a zombie or like a human enemy, they'll like bend over, and then you could like run towards them and jump off them, like jump off their back,
Oh,
and
cool.
then do like a strong drop kick. The
That's
park
very cool.
yeah, and then you could use your gear and you could use your gear to kind of be parkour like a medic where you do a lot of healing, a lot of parkour attacks where you're like perfect dodging and but I just find like the
Are you playing
parkour
as a medic?
now I'm playing as like a brawler, which is like a one-handed kind of like the gear I'm focusing on is like one-handed attacks.
Is there a multiplayer?
Um, I
I
don't
know it's a hard question.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So anyway, Dying Light, I talked about it last week, but it's like it's fine. It's a very, like it's a your head's so big in this view. It's
Yeah.
a very
My mouth is still so small.
I don't know. You're not gonna like it. There's a lot of stuff to do. I'm finding quests I'm coming across. Like at night, the zombies are much crazier and deadlier and stuff. And I don't know. I'm enjoying it just because it's very like cathartically dumb, but I'm almost to a point that my character's like completely leveled up on combat skills and poor core skills. So once he's like a really strong piggy, then like yeah, once I get to the point that I can't level up anymore, it's the only thing left is like leveling up your weapon mods, and I'm not gonna want to do that. I'll probably just beat it because I still have Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, you got that.
I got that. I didn't play it yet. I do
Yeah.
now. Let's get into Elden Ring because I do. It
Just
did interest me.
just quickly before
Yeah.
we get into Elden Ring again. Sorry, Elden Ring has to be delayed again. Horizon Zero Dawn came out like within a week of Breath of the Wild, which is so funny.
Oh
And
yeah.
then Horizon Forbidden West came out within a week of Elden Ring. Like
Oh yeah.
they just really like it's a meme, but it's so funny that they just mistimed their releases so bad when it's like Horizon. Having I played Horizon the first
Zero
one,
Dawn.
Zero Dawn, and I liked it a lot. But it's like it's not like a game I'm going to be like raving about forever. It's good. It's really cool. There's a lot of fun
Yeah.
stuff in it. And I don't even like Breath of the Wild. But like Breath of the Wild is like going to go down in history as one of the greats of all time.
Yeah.
And everything From Software does also is going to go down. Like those guys
Yeah.
don't miss. And Elden Ring has tens across the fucking board with
Dude,
its
when I
reviews.
see those images of the pictures of Elden Ring, and it's out of like what is it like? I don't even know, 16 publications or more. It's just like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of
Yep.
10, tet 10 out of 10, tet tet tet.
Yeah.
What are
So
you,
again, I'm not super far into it. So this is not my like
what's your
full final review.
what's your first hour impressions?
Dude, I played
What
Bloodborne and
class?
I
What
love the
class?
world of Bloodborne. I picked a bandit.
What is a
Uh,
bandit?
Honestly, the classes aren't that different.
Oh,
Uh,
Matt's Arcane. I didn't find Elden Ring enjoyable for me. Horizon Forbidden West, however, I'm loving. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Horizon Forbidden West.
And obviously, when I say this stuff like, oh, Elden Ring's going down in history as a legendary great game, I mean, it's like, your mileage may vary. People like different things about different
True.
games, and there's nothing wrong with liking Horizon better than Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think, 10 years from now, people will still be like mentioning Elden Ring. It seems like
Yeah.
the same way they still talk about Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I
So go
like it though. Bloodborne, I think, was such a fucking cool looking game. I really, really wanted to like it, and I just sort of got frustrated and couldn't get that far into it and gave up on it.
well,
Elden
it
Ring
was my
feels a lot more accessible right off
yeah,
the
like, it
bat.
was I think that was my thing I hated with all the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, all stuff. Is like, I wanted to play it because those games are my jam, meaning hack and slash RPGs are my jam. That's my thing. I love Witcher. Like, I love it. I love
Yeah.
zombie, I love apocalypse, and I love fantasy.
The monsters are so cool in it already. Like, I haven't even gotten into anything that cool yet, but like, even just the random, like, low level enemies I've seen, I'm like, oh, this dude's awesome looking. And like, the combat feels a lot less punishing. It just feels like there's a
Yeah.
little bit more room to grow with your skills without just getting like, hit over the head. Like, you suck, you died, you died, you died, which is how
Yeah.
Bloodborne kind of felt, which is why I didn't really like the From games. But yeah, no, it's very cool. It's got great world design already within an hour. I'm just like really like, taking in the graphics and the scenario, like the scenery, and just being like, whoa, this is cool.
Yeah. So I chose a knight or a fighter, and then he switched off. I was gonna pitch Matt to be like,
It,
do you
it
want me?
was astrologer. He switched to an astrologer. Matt was
Yes.
saying he wasn't having a lot of fun with the close combat, and he
Yeah.
didn't like the game. And then he went to the one of the spell casting classes, which is astrologer.
Astrologer. Yeah.
And also, it's the kind of game where like your class is basically a set of baseline stats and starting equipment. And
Mhm.
like, within a few hours of playing, you can change your stats to the point where like even though I started as a band, excuse me, even though I started as a bandit, like
You
I could
throw
end up
up.
being a that was a hiccup. uh,
That was a wet
even though I
hiccup.
started, it was a wet hiccup. Like, I could immediately start like specking into like the intelligence or faith stats and become like a Healy like magic using class.
So
It's
what is
just I don't have the equipment to start with it.
so is the bandit like a thief and a like,
It's
what
like so. I am not an expert, and I might have this wrong. It seems like for close combat, there's two weapon types. You have strength weapons and dexterity weapons, and they scale according to that stat. So, like, if you have, like a dagger, or I think the starting weapon for a bandit's called a great knife, and it's basically it's like a hooked sword that's
yeah,
like probably about that long. It's like got like a little hook on it.
yeah.
Shut up,
Oh.
Siri. Siri thought I was asking her about swords. Um, But like that weapon, the more dexterity you have, the more damage it does. Whereas other weapons, like if you're like using like a huge sword, it'll be like the more strength you have, the more damage it does. So
That
like you
makes
sort of, you put into one or the other, it seems like, and that's kind of the kind of equipment you use.
and I know Matt said because he was using before he switched to astrologer, he was like, "Oh, the sword is really hard to wield." And are you finding your character like being like quicker with the attacks? Like,
Yeah,
you know, it
yeah.
seems so far the first hour, and Matt is loving it. Matt turned like 360.
Matt literally he just talked to me and he goes, "Yeah, I'm giving this game like my review," and he's probably played, you know, somewhere between 6 and 10 hours is my guess.
And Matt Arcane goes, I choose samurai, and that was awesome until I ran out of arrows.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
a
think I think you can craft arrows. I'm not really like getting into the crafting again an hour in.
and have you been dying have you been dying a lot, or has
Yeah,
it
yeah,
been
yeah. But there's one specific enemy you run into early on, which is a dude on a horseback. I've seen like a few of those, and they were like really like just killing me every time I tried. And I'm like, okay, it's one of those things where it's like, if you go in the wrong place in Final Fantasy, you'll run into an enemy that's too high of a level, and it feels
yeah,
more like that rather than like, oh, I can't win. This sucks. Like Bloodborne was a lot more linear, and in this, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna avoid the horse guys for a little while until I get more stats
until you
or I,
get
l- I
stronger.
learn how to like fight them a little better.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. So it seems good, and then oh, go on.
And like, so you get these runes which like level you up and you use to buy stuff, and if you die, your runes drop so you can pick them back up. But if you die again before picking them up, they disappear.
What do the
And
runes do?
they you use them to level up and to buy stuff. It's like both a currency and like an experience points
So
thing.
it has a loose Diablo-esque where except your inventory's not gone.
Yes.
Okay.
You only, as far as I know, you only lose your rings. But like, honest to God, I'm really having fun. Like, you get into these moments where it's like, oh my god, I have to fucking get my like runes back before I die, and like just barely by the skin of your teeth getting them, and then probably dying.
Oh my god.
But it does it's like it seems fun. It's adding like a layer of importance to not dying in a way
Yeah.
that I honestly didn't think I'd like, but I am really liking.
I'm so afraid of just smashing my PS5 controller.
Yeah,
Like, I'm so
I
afraid of
I think if I was like in a different mood when I started playing, I might hate this game. Like
yeah.
everything I'm saying, a different mood of like if I was in a different mood, these would be complaints. But I
Yeah,
am
I'm
having
trying to
fun with it.
you are? I'm trying to think. I mean, and I know there's a co-op element. It's
Hmm.
not like Borderlands where you play co-op side by side and level up together and I don't think you could bring inventory in and out of that world. I think you
I
can
don't know.
I think I read with co-op you could like you can drop in
Yeah, I've already
like
seen an
health
item and it's like,
items.
oh, you can summon someone with this item. So I feel like it's almost like a scarcity of like how often you can, get friends in.
Yeah.
Which is too
Yeah,
bad. I would really like how fun would that be if you could get like a party of 4 in that game? You have
I
a
know.
healer, a magic user, a tank, and a close range guy. You know?
Yeah,
I
that would
really,
be
really love party fighting like that.
so do I. I mean, yeah, it would be good. So I did see that where I was like, okay, so it looks like if we because I remember telling you you have a PS5, but you also play a lot. Every time we play Call of Duty and Squad, you're always on PC. Like I know you're
Mhm.
very geared, which I don't blame you. You have a high end PC, right?
Yeah, it's a few years old, but like it's
Yeah.
pretty high end, I'd say.
So you have a high end PC, and the conversation when Matt bought Bloodborne, and I was like, oh, and you were like, I don't know, I'm 50-50. I was like, oh man, I hope Ian gets hit for PS5. And it kind of gives me relief to know that if I don't play Elden Ring for like if you play it for 6 months straight and I don't play it and I pick it up in 6 months or whatever, that you could just if I'm like, hey man, can you help me with this boss? Like you just be like, all right, and just turn on, pop in. There isn't oh hello, Wink. Wink goes, haven't seen y'all. I know it's my streaming. The streaming has been thank you, Wink. He says, welcome back. Yeah, streaming is very hard just on a and the reason I never stream this yeah, Matt Arcane goes hoping that a friend of mine gets Elden Ring, we could co-op. Yeah, and like I was saying, Matt, it's not that kind of co-op. Like I think he could play with you, but he's not going to get oh, that's a smart idea. Yeah, Elden Ring. Yeah, that's good,
Just
Gumlet.
chatting about Elden Ring.
Just chatting. I know. I got to switch the Twitch. I know on Twitch it's probably like PJ's playing,
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West. Like it's
It,
such a
it's so funny, like, because I was like looking into like before I bought it, I was like going on Twitch and it was like my entire following list. I probably follow like 30 people on Twitch at least.
yeah.
And every single it's like 9 out of 10 of them it's like Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I still want to play Deathloop. I haven't played Ratchet and Clank. I want to beat Dying
Oh,
Light.
really? Oh,
Horizon
you're
Forbidden
a
West.
little behind.
Dude, I have like 6 great PS5 games that like are just sitting.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like like Elden Ring. The other thing is like when you never really get mad at video games, but you've lived with people and
Oh,
you've lived
I
with
I definitely get mad I don't get
you
as mad as you.
no, and the
I don't
one
get mad as often as you, but when I get
yes.
mad, I get very mad.
And I think when
I
you
I think I was like 13 years old and I was playing Tekken 1 on PS1 and I like broke the fucking disc in half because I was so mad. I was playing Clay Fighter as like an 8-year-old on SNES. I threw nail clippers at the TV and like shattered the screen. Of
wait,
course,
during when you were
that's
playing
all like 20 something years ago, but like
when you were
I
playing
just
Clay Fighters, come on,
Clay Fighters,
Clay,
Clay
Clay
Fighters,
Fighters.
come on, fight them if you dare.
Oh, look at this. The UL Discord had the most people online playing Elden Ring. It was nuts. Oh, nice, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's Discord? I'm just the worst. It's just like, just in a, like I'm not, do you know what it is, man? I'm not built for any of this. I'm built for like, turn the thing on, put me on a network, someone does all the work behind, and they go, just be as entertaining as
I
you
know.
can.
And you're
That's
very entertaining. You're a
that's all
personality.
all I'm good for. And I'm afraid, so I have a PlayStation camera, right? I have the PS5 camera.
Why?
This is why this is and so stupid. So I bought it because I'm like, okay, I'm sitting right now. I'm in in the podcast area of my apartment, which is the
Yeah.
bedroom. You know what I mean? So
We
I
call it the gamer zone.
yeah, it's a gamer zone. No love making happens in this room.
Your penis
So
regrows its hymen as soon as you walk in.
yeah. So like I have I have a desk here in the corner and I have my computer, and this is a green screen behind me because if I put it down, the bed's behind me. So I bought a PlayStation camera because the original
Really?
thought,
Okay. I did not realize that was a green screen. I just
yeah,
thought you
this
were in a
is
cool gamer zone.
no man, this is a
I was
green
like, I
screen,
was
man.
honestly was looking at them like, because I've been to your place and I'm like, what? Where is this exactly? I'm like trying to figure it out. Oh,
Yeah,
that makes a lot more sense. It's not actually a real
no,
place right
not
now.
a real room. It's I used to live here. That's why I
Yeah,
call it
yeah.
bad basement. So I had like uh so I bought the PlayStation camera because I'm like, oh, I could set it on this monitor I'm looking at right now. And the PlayStation 5 used to be in the bedroom, so I had the PS5 and I could basically stream, with a camera on me through the PlayStation.
I honestly think you would be if you were like streaming like a couple hours every day, I think you'd get a pretty decent following.
Yes, and I
Like you
think
said, all you have to do is
I
set
know.
schedule and be on
Yes.
stream and
Yes, I
yeah.
mean, it's 100%. It's just, I mean,
Gunler, yeah, I broke so many controllers playing fighting games as a kid. All my rage is cured. Lol. Right on, dude. That like childhood rage at how frustrating fighting
I
games
used to
get.
I used to never be well, what I'm trying to get to is, like, I'd love to play Elden Ring, I'd love to stream it.
Yeah,
My concern is you've known me for a long time and you've seen me at my maddest at
yeah.
games, and I don't think it's gonna be, A, enjoyable,
No,
B,
it's
I might say
you'll
something
get trolled a lot. People will like pick on you for getting salty and like getting
I'll get
triggered,
so
but
but I
like
mean, I can make it entertaining, but I have to really be able to, like, mind my P's and Q's, if you know what I mean, without saying anything like
what are you
shouting
gonna
the C word.
are you gonna say the gamer word? Do you
Yeah,
ever
like,
hear that one?
you what? The
Do you ever
gamer
hear the
word?
gamer? Yeah, like it's the N word, but like people
I'm
call it the gamer word.
not gonna go that far, but I'm
No,
saying, like,
I know you won't.
even the C word is like, I don't need
Yeah.
it online that I'm like, and losing. Now, obviously,
Yo, YouTube video like
uh,
hidden footage. Apiquil dog voice says the C word.
yeah. See, that's the other thing is like there's or the Mucinex,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Listen to the Mucinex booger say the C word.
yeah, yeah. Like there's so many
Hey,
things that I'm like,
if you have too much mucus in your use Mucinex.
I'm even afraid of the old episodes of UL that I'm like, what stupid shit did I probably, like, I don't think
Uh,
it's ever been that bad, but like, I'm
yeah.
like, you never know. So I'm afraid to play Elden Ring because I'm afraid also that my girlfriend will be like, that she will have to take the controller away like I'm a child and be like, you're gonna take a break because I can't. And also, she works in the living room, so if I'm in here or even in the living room shouting, "You piece of good," I mean, like, and then she's like, and she works a corporate job, and they're like, "Is there someone shouting in your house?" And she was like, "Yeah, my neighbor is a psycho," instead of like dating a maniac.
Yeah.
So I don't. So I am. I
You know,
want to
it might
stream.
I would look at it as good practice so you don't get so mad because playing games with you when you start getting mad, it's funny at first and at a certain point it's like,
It gets
TJ, you
exhausting, and I
gotta
know it
chill out,
does.
brother.
I know.
Yeah.
There's been many nights that me and have played games that I would get mad, and then I could always tell when I've gone too far when like either you get very quiet or you're just like you try to explain, you try to diffuse me. You're like, I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but maybe try not to scream for 10 minutes straight
Yeah.
while we're on. So it's like, it's that's the thing that makes me, and I also don't mind grinding. So Elden Ring, I don't mind
No.
grinding in it if
And
the
the grinding's
combat's
not bad. Like I'm already at a
which is
point where
fine.
like there's like basic ass zombie enemies that I can like kill in a hit or two, and it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, I can go kill these guys, get some runes,
Mhm.
not like, no, I'm not going to like be at risk of death.
Yeah,
And
yeah, which is great.
that's good. That's good for me.
So I gotta see, but like I said, I have that PlayStation camera. If I could find a way to, you know, the TV, set it up in the living room so then at least I'm on, but I feel
Yeah.
like there's right now what you're looking at to me is the perfect setup of like I pull the green screen up, there's the
Yeah.
camera, you know.
I honestly should hang a green screen up behind me and like I could probably stream from here because this I'm literally like an inch from the wall where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Yeah, you easily yeah, you could. Like the one I have is like I don't think you'd want this one because I think Buster might like tear it up and eat it.
Yeah.
No, nothing against him, but like even if my dog was in here, she'd be like, "What is
Buster's my
that?"
dog for people
Yeah.
who don't know. Guess what he
Buster's
ate today, by the way?
oh god, what?
I took him to puppy class for the first time, and they had like a little like shopping part, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get Buster all kinds of weird shit, and I got him a pig's ear,
Oh, gross.
and I'm not gonna lie, it smelled pretty good. It smelled like barbecued meat. I was like,
Ah,
damn, Buster, like you're eating good, man.
like,
I'm like,
damn, this is
can I have some of that?
delicious. Can I get some of that?
Can I get some of
So
that?
they have so speaking of Elden Ring, because this was a piece of news in there that they're using the same anti-cheating software as Fortnite.
Okay,
So then when you're playing on PC and everything, hackers can't take your information. It stops malicious activity and PvP exploits.
that sounds more like. Does Fortnite have a problem with cheating, or I've never heard anything like that. And Fortnite's a
I
huge game.
I don't know, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we also the funny thing is that you nailed it that one time that you go when we brought up Fortnite, you're like, "Oh, the game that none of us play, but we talk about every week."
I know.
We because you're right, we just constantly talk about it.
I
I don't know
know.
if they do, but I know that they have
I use one of the guys on my improv team used to do the Fortnite dance, like the flossing Fortnite dance
oh my
all the
god.
fucking time, and I was so for it. I'm just like, this is so funny every fucking time. There's something very funny about corny shit like that, like dabbing or doing the Fortnite floss or
The
something.
dab thing is the best.
Dabbing is so funny.
Do you remember, like, we went to Disney World and we had a what did we do? Did we all dab, or wasn't there one ride
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. We got the on ride picture with like TJ and Radlow and my whole family. All I have a huge family. I think
yeah,
there was like
all
I have
dabbing?
5 sisters and 2 brothers, and my parents are still they're separated, but they're technically still
Yeah.
married. And everyone in the fucking ride vehicle was dead.
Oh, and, like, we know it's so good because it's so cringe and it's
It
so
was so cringe, but it was so
funny.
funny. Yeah.
It's the best. It was the best. But yeah, I don't know if they have a problem with cheating, but I guess there is some kind of, PvP exploits. I didn't know Elden Ring you could do PvP in, but I guess you can, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm still learning the game.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, my friend.
So what are real quick before we move on, what are the classes? There's astrologer.
I'll look them up and we can read through them. And again, they're very. If you've played Dark Souls or anything, they're a lot like that. Where it's really just a set of starting equipment and starting stats
Yeah.
more than it is like, you know. Okay, so it's hero,
Which
which
is part of the hack and slash.
hero actually is like it seems to have a very like start with high hit points and strength. Bandit
Interesting.
starts with like a good amount of magic actually and
Yeah.
dexterity.
Mhm.
Astrologer starts with a lot of magic. Obviously, that's like one of the main magic classes.
Yeah.
Warrior starts with actually surprising amount of dexterity. I wouldn't expect that.
Huh.
You can do a prisoner who has a really creepy starting costume with like a weird ass metal mask. Um, a confessor
Oh,
who has like
confess.
a strong faith, which I think is the healing stat.
Ah.
You can do a wretch who has like basically bad stats and no equipment. That's like if you want to go on hard mode, you start with a wretch.
Oh, that's crazy.
There's a vagabond who has a lot of hit points, a prophet who has a lot of healing stuff, and a samurai who has a good amount of dexterity, endurance, and strength. So yeah, those are
Mm.
the classes, and you know they all like have their cool little costumes and everything. But I think pretty quickly once you start playing, you're going to find new equipment, so they don't really even look like what class they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess I gotta think the samurai sounds like it might.
I think I looked it up, and samurai is supposed to be the easiest class to start with.
Maybe I'll do that. That way I'm
Uh,
not. I can't get dumped when I'm throwing a controller against a $2,000 TV. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just like, yeah, I've been playing like a Dungeons and Dragons game with a few friends where like
Yeah,
I took over a character. Like this sucks. Like not to get too dark, but like one of my buddies, that I don't know this dude, but like one of my buddies' buddy was playing a druid in their campaign, and his daughter got sick, so he can't really play anymore.
jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like I'm taking over the druid, but like I really want to play a rogue.
Oh,
And so I'm like, all right, I'm fulfilling my fantasy in Elden Ring of playing the rogue.
I'm wondering why they couldn't just have you come in and just give you, like, whatever level they're at and be like, "Oh, you meet a new
No,
adventure."
no, they said like we'll do like they're in the middle of something where it like wouldn't really make sense to like have that
Okay, that's
character
fine.
drop specifically. So I was like, yeah, I'll play him for it. And I'm having a lot of fun. It's if you guys haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, it's very very fun to
It
like
is fun.
play.
It is fun. You gotta yeah, you get with a good group and everyone's solid doing it,
Yeah,
it can be very fun.
yeah.
That sucks about that, but,
I thought it's really fucking
yeah,
sad.
it's so
I
sad.
don't even know the dude, and I'm like heartbroken about it.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Hopefully everything, works out and everything's good. So at least you're getting your chops off with, Elden Ring. But yeah, maybe I'll do Samurai because it seems like the easy class, and I think I might have to. I also can't play when I drink, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you, Dying Light has this too. For example, oh, Gunler, did you hear about a Fallout Collection remaster getting leaked? Oh man, I'd love to.
Gunler, you just gave TJ a stiffy.
Oh, dude, I mean, if I could play Fallout 3 with, like, killer graphics and, like, Fallout 3 New Vegas, I'd be fine with, and 4 I love.
Wait, let's check out this breaking news. Fallout
Check out
Collection.
this breaking news. Yeah, let's see it
TJ, did you ever play Fallout 1 or 2?
I tried playing I think I tried playing 2. It just was too it just wasn't fun. It was like
It's like
it was
Fallout and
like
Grand Theft
yeah,
Auto are the 2 games that like they
the
literally
early ones are
switched
not good.
genres with the 3rd entry.
Yeah, and then to me, it's just like I'm more of a hack and slash like, I'm more of a shooter kinda guy, so
Yeah, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, and Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition.
oh, I guess Fallout 4, they'll probably just tighten up the graphics or something.
And it's supposed to come out in October for $40, which is pretty
Holy
reasonable.
crap. I'd be down
Yeah.
with 3 remastered. I really loved 3.
Yeah.
So I'd be down with doing that. But I think, oh, I was saying I can't
Oh, what was the game that came out last year that like those original Fallout says Matt Arcane? Oh god, I have it installed. Give me a second. Let me look it up.
original Fallouts.
It's on like Epic
76?
Games or some shit. It's like Horizon, New Horizon or something like that.
Oh. Well, while you're looking that up, I'll say
Outer Wilds, Outer Wilds.
The Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds, yeah.
Outer Worlds. Oh, so good.
Dude, that game's awesome.
Dude, Outer Worlds rules.
I don't even like
that's another game
Fallout, and Outer Worlds I fucking love.
I know, it's another game I stopped playing, and I was like, "What am I doing?" Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, "Just get back into it," you know?
I was like
Uh,
literally launching the Epic Games Store to be like, "Wait, what's that game called? What's that game called?"
yeah. Well, I think, like, I can't what I was gonna say is, like, Dying Light like, there's games you could play when you drink, like, I could play like, Call of Duty, I could play, and I do, with you guys, and I like, if I start getting sauced or I start getting a little drunk, it doesn't matter. Like, I
Yeah,
don't get mad at dying anymore, I don't get
it's a very low stakes game.
it's just you're super right about it, like, it's a low stakes game, I don't care like, and bro, during the pandemic, when I used to play Call of Duty, like, you can ask Jeff and Brian, like, when I would get killed by, like, a ton of times, like, I would start getting legit upset.
Yeah.
And I've kinda, like, been able to unplug that from my body, and it doesn't now if I die, I'm just like, like, even if I like, the only time was, like, if I'm close to a kill streak and then, like, I get, like,
Oh yeah.
capped, then I'm, like, kind of annoyed where I'm like,
The
"Ah!"
the only thing that frustrates me is when you get spawned and you get killed immediately.
Yeah, that
At
gives
that, like when literally like someone will be shooting someone and they'll spawn you in between the person getting shot and the person shooting, and it's like,
yeah.
yeah, you were alive for a quarter of a second. That's when I start talking to my computer and I say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, it's not a good situation when you're talking to your
Yeah,
like gaming platform.
yeah, that's I mean, I'm with that one. So, like, Elden Ring is a game that makes me nervous of, you know, playing drunk because I'll lose all like, once if I'm not on my game and I lose, I'll lose those crystals you're talking about,
Yeah.
then I'll be too drunk to get back and get the things.
Well,
Then when I'm
it's
already drunk,
it's
I'm
not that
already,
hard
like,
to, like, get to a, basically the save
save
points or,
spot.
like, resting points. They're called, sites of grace, I think, is, like, the way
Okay.
they, flavor it. But,
Maybe.
like, it's not that hard to get to one and spend your runes. Like, theoretically, you should be spending your runes frequently and leveling up, and then it's locked in
Oh,
forever.
then maybe you're right. I was saying
Yeah.
with Dying Light, I can't really play it when I'm, like, even drinking a little bit because, like, that game is like you could get if you're playing at night, you get, night bonuses. So if you play at night and you start, like, killing zombies and running around, you get bonuses, but if you die at night, if you die before the next day, you
You die
lose
in
those
real life.
yeah, you die for real. You lose those bonuses, and it's not the end of the world, but if you've been doing a ton of stuff, ton of parkour, ton of, like, fighting at night,
Porkor.
and then you die, I'm sorry, porkcore, uh, then it's like it's really annoying because you lost those stats, and you're every time you use weapons, they degrade, and use items.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just the thing, like, if I'm kinda sauced and I'm playing which I've played being sauced a bit. Also, I sound like an alcoholic as I talk to you, when it's not that bad. But I'm saying, like, as you
No,
get
I know,
older.
like, sometimes it's nighttime and you have a couple beers before you
Yeah,
sit
that's what
down to
I'm
game.
only
I get
talking a
it.
couple beers here, when I'm not talking like I'm doing shots as I'm playing, but I do get nervous when
You do. Alright, every time I die, I'm gonna do a shot.
yeah, so I'm not, like, too concerned with that. So,
Yeah.
this has been super fun. I wanna touch on these before we get out of here. There's 2 things I wanna talk to you about. Um, I'm trying to think. I think this one might be the easiest one to start on. So, you saw the Street Fighter 6 trailer.
Yeah.
So, here's what I found out, which
Like, what did people want from a Street Fighter 6 trailer?
I don't know,
I
fighting?
hope Ryu's in it. Oh,
Yeah,
good,
like,
Ryu is in it.
yeah, yeah, like, we just saw Ryu in it, and then they play I guess Jack was his name, I think, or
Yeah,
Zach.
there's
I
like
think
a
Zach.
what is he? He's like an MMA fighter is his
He's an
gimmick?
MMA fighter that was I don't even know what one he was in, but it's like,
Yeah.
if you
He's a new character, I think. He's like, you know, the new kind of like they have like a semi-main character for each one. Like what was the guy in Street Fighter 3 who do like the suplexes? He was like a wrestler guy. He was like
oh,
very
you know better
bulky.
than me because you play
Alex, I
I know
think
what
his name was.
maybe. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's like and then I think in Street Fighter 4 was M. Bison's daughter might have been, like, a new.
Oh yeah, Rose.
Yeah, and then there was the girl, the Korean karate girl was in
Jury.
5, I think, and it was, like, the first time that, like, it was such a thing because
I would say like Nikali, the guy with like the dreadlocks, was Street Fighter Five's main guy.
okay. Yeah, so they haven't but you know what I was the reason I'm talking about it is, like, the logo is a $60 stock logo that you could buy from Adobe.
I know.
So they hired
I saw that and I thought like I remember when I was in like software boot camp and I was like, TJ, can you make me like a logo for my final project? And you're like, sure, no problem. And I when I saw the fucking Street Fighter 6 logo, I'm like, this is worse than the fucking logo that TJ made me for my student project for my like software class.
do you really remember what was the logo?
It was Table Crasher. It was like a circle that was like broken in half, like almost like a yin yang.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was really cool. It was a great logo.
But you're
It
right, and
fucking it like it literally dunked on the fucking Street Fighter logo so
it's
hard.
a stock logo,
Wait,
like, they went
why is it gray? Why is it not red and yellow
why
and
is it not
orange
red and
like every
yellow?
other Street Fighter
And why is
logo?
it gray? All they did was they took a 64.31 Adobe canned thing,
Yep.
put SF in it, and then put a little 6 in the corner. So
A little wet
here's
fart of a 6. Okay, here's the one thing I do like about it. It's surrounded by a hexagon, a six-sided, figure, right?
Mhm.
And the main character, like the new main character, what's his name again? You know
Oh,
his name?
Zach, I think?
Zach is an MMA fighter, and they fight.
In
No,
a
wait, they fight in
no,
an
it's not,
octagon, don't
Octagon.
they? Ah, fuck. Okay.
It's so funny that you were trying to come in here and
Yeah.
someone at Capcom
No,
listening is like,
look,
"Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah."
I'm trying to give them any credit, but at least it's six-sided
I
for Street Fighter 6.
it's a $65 canned logo, man.
My favorite take on it, someone tweeted like, "Oh, your Street Fighter app has 6 notifications."
Dude, the thing about you know what the thing is? It goes two ways. Either Capcom has an internal design person who was either got the call super late, and they were like, oh my, we need a logo, and either he slept on it.
Oh my god! But at that point, fucking take any other Street Fighter logo and throw it
They
up.
just had 6.
I'm sorry, like you have such a brand recognition with the Street
Huge.
Fighter logo in every single one of the first 5 games. Like reinforced that in a way that like literally just if you took the Street Fighter 2
Watch,
logo and
I'm gonna
changed
pull up
that 2 into a
while you're talking.
6.
I'm gonna pull up Street Fighter. Let's see, Street Fighter logos, and we'll have it on
Yeah.
screen. We'll do it. Yeah, go on, keep going.
If you literally just took the Street Fighter 2 logo and turned it into a Roman numeral 6, which they also dropped the Roman numeral for some reason, everyone would be fucking hype about it. No one would be like, "Oh wow, looks like Street Fighter's using the same logo." And
Yeah, well,
instead
yeah,
they
for sure.
decided to go in a completely different direction and everyone fucking hates it.
Oh, it's the word. Okay, so where let's get.
God. Oh my god,
Oop.
I'm literally getting a headache. I just looking
Okay,
at
so
it.
the original Street Fighter logo, great. Like, it's its own font,
So look at the one in the bottom right. I'm sorry for those of you who are listening to this as a
Oh,
podcast,
yeah,
but if
yeah.
you
I
look
mean,
up
but
the
you know what
Street
the
Fighter
original.
logo,
Yeah.
if you like see the red to yellow gradient and you see
Mhm.
how much like action and like clearly like whoever drew this, it seems like was like doing it fast and hard and like
Yep.
with a lot of motion, which
Yep.
is like exactly how Street Fighter feels at its best. Is it's like it's a constantly moving, like hardcore, like yeah, we're fighting. And the
And even
logo
like
reflects that. And then Street Fighter 6 is Street Fighter app. The app.
I love that they say that. And then even like Street Fighter 3, it's just it's like Ian's right.
Yep.
It's every one of them is gradient. Like we'll take 3, 4, and 5.
There's just so much motion and life in these
Yes.
logos,
Yeah.
except for 6.
I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't if you showed me this logo and you took the letters out, or you were like, I'd be like, oh, is this Dying Light 6? Oh, is
Yep.
this a war game? Oh, is this
I
a
literally,
quarantine
if
game?
you showed me that logo, I would guess it's a deck building game, a card
Yep.
game, or
Yep.
something like that. That's literally what I would think.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, like Ian's right. Like there's swooshes, there's action in the letters, there's Roman numerals, like you
You
were
can
saying,
see
which
the
is
way they're
brilliant.
jagged, like someone has like a calligraphy brush and they're like doing it quickly
Yeah.
because like it doesn't completely flow through in a way that just like screams someone was doing this. Someone put motion into this.
It just seems like either the designer like phoned it in and was like, I don't know, here you go, guys. And they're like, this is bad. And he's like,
You know what it
"Yes."
reminds me of more than anything? The original Sonic the Hedgehog movie design. Where
Yeah.
it was just like, how do you guys like understand the aesthetic of what this is so poorly?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very weird, it's just weird, man. It just seems like I said, either the design person took them for a ride and, just was like, I don't know.
He woke up the morning it was due with a hangover from doing shots every time he died in Elden Ring.
He's like, I gotta do a logo.
Oh, I gotta do a logo.
Uh, uh,
6. I'll do a hexagon and
yeah.
I'll put SF in it for Street Fighter.
Cool.
And a 6 in the corner.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the spray paint tool and paint so it looks like someone spray painted it. All done.
It's
Thank
so
God
well
I got
done.
it
Hey
done.
guys, what do you think? It's all just boring.
Mm-hmm.
They're so bad. Wow. Oh God. So bad. What a fun show, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for doing this, E. What do you want to pitch? Your Twitter handle?
Yeah, if you guys want to read uncomfortably, bizarrely, sexually dirty, awful tweets, you can follow me on Twitter at RexSaucy.
So
I don't offer counseling after you read what I write, but it is there.
It's so good. The sludge is back.
RexSaucy, REXSAUCY.
Right. You can follow me at TJ Del Reno across social media, and you can follow the show at Unlimited SXM on Twitch, on Twitter. On Twitch is Unlimited Lives, and then just Google Unlimited Lives, and you'll see our logo and all our stuff. Join the Facebook group, like the page. We'll see you guys next week. See ya. so much poor core. Poor core. I would like poor core. It is just a bunch of guys jumping off piggies.
Oh, of course, porcor,
A
monsieur.
poor core.
Your porcor, monsieur, says the French waiter as he
Uh,
serves you a giant T-bone of zombie meat.
we have a delicious remoulade pork core sandwich.
And
It's
you know it's good because you can see the smoke Elden Ring around the
That's right, and
outside.
then they serve it, and he throws it against the wall, and it bounces off the wall and hits something else and moves around.
Yeah, it breaks the TV, and my mom gets really mad at me.
That was great. Oh, hold on, I stopped recording after that joke because that was a perfect ending.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
what a breezy episode. I had so much
that's
fun.
great.
That was great.
So good. Thanks for everyone who I don't know.
I miss doing this every week. I
Yeah,
don't you don't have to make me a host again. Or
I
whatever.
mean, I love having you on.
Yeah,
I just don't know when I keep doing like, I'm
I know.
just there. Do you know what? There's something I am gonna that then this is just thank you everyone for watching, and this is I'll do this. There is so me and Brian do the Nintendo Power thing.
It's
There
so yeah, if anyone's in the chat who hasn't watched it,
Thanks.
nothing is better than waking up on a Sunday morning, like seeing in the our little like Telegram group,
Yeah,
hey, we're going live with our Nintendo Power. I literally
it's
like
so
I'll wake up
it's so
without
fun.
morning wood and I'll get morning wood once I see that they're live with that. It is so fucking funny.
Thanks, man. So the reason I'm saying it to you is so the videoizers is the thing we're doing, but I want to we could stretch it out. I want to start doing like researching toys and doing like shows like this, but with the toys and like making fun of them. So when I start doing it, I got to figure out what the name of it's going to be. But if there's any toy lines growing up as kids that you loved, like Skeleton Warriors is one.
Ooh, I have a deep cut one that I really loved.
Great.
It
This
was
is what I'm
called
talking
Lego.
but when I do it, the reason I'm saying it to you because I do miss just doing this kind of banter stuff. But if you come to me with like, oh my god, as a kid, I loved playing, like I said, Skeleton Warriors or Mask or any
Yeah.
of the stuff in those old toy stores. Remember we went in those old toy stores in Denver, and I was like losing it. I'm like, oh my god, this, oh my god, oh my god. Like
I felt so bad for the people there because we're just like, oh look,
I know,
it's Mad Balls. Oh my god, look, it's fucking Ninja. Oh look, it's
yeah,
the and I'm like, they hear this
all day,
4 trillion times
all
a
day.
day.
All day. So yeah, so when I start doing that one, which there'll be an audio version, but if there's any, I'll always pitch to you, be like, oh my god, I'm doing the Toxic Crusader toys. If there's any
Oh, that
ones,
sounds great,
they're
man.
only going to be like one episodes that are probably cut into certain parts, like part 1, 2, 3. But we would just sit and do like a full like hour or two
I
hours of just going
also
through.
I still think it would be so funny if we did that hentai manga review.
We still, yeah, we still can. I
Oh
mean,
my god.
dude, I'm all about doing that with you.
I
Like,
literally want to like find the weirdest, like strangest manga and like read it with you about like,
yeah.
the girl's boobs get pregnant or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm all we can still do that.
I think
But
that
yeah,
would be a
just
good way
something.
to clean the sludge out of my brain without having to post it to Twitter.
Yes, but it would be but yeah, I'll always pitch to you and Jeff and Brian over like two would be
Yeah,
like,
dude,
I'm doing
definitely
these
let me know.
toys.
Let me know if you want me to do it, and I'll do some research on a toy that I loved as a
Yeah,
child.
no, that's what I'm
So
saying. Like
the
like
first
PJ
one I would
loves
definitely do would be the Batman toys.
the Batman ones.
Underrated.
I would do
The
those.
X Men
PJ
too.
loves Police Academy, and I'm like, I had Police Academy toys, and he was like, really? He didn't
Wait,
know that
there
there were
were
toys.
Police Academy
There were
toys.
Police Academy toys.
What were they? Did
Uh,
they do anything?
yeah, like here, hold on. Hold on. This is fun. This is like a little preview.
I know. This should still be part of the podcast because this is pretty good
I
stuff.
know. I mean, I love this. It's just like what I was saying was like
Wait, one of my favorite action figures. Do you know Tusk
wait. Yeah.
from X Men?
Yes.
Here I'm gonna wait. Can I send you? I think I'm gonna have to send you a link on Telegram or something because I don't know
Yeah.
how. I'm not logged into like the chat.
Yeah,
Oh no, no,
look,
no.
look.
Here.
This was Bobcat Goldthwait's character. His pants would fall down,
Get the fuck out of
and his
here.
head was like a bobblehead, dude. Yeah, these were legit Eugene Tackleberry toys.
Wait, can you do a Bobcat Goldthwait?
Oh, hey, my pants are falling down now.
Wow.
They had cars. I mean, the Crazy Cruiser. I mean,
L'Academia de Policia.
look, hands that were handcuffs. It was the weirdest. It was the just weird toys, man.
I've never
Nasties
seen
a
a Police
ton.
Academy movie.
You've
I
never seen it?
assume I assume they don't hold up, right?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
PJ said like they're not good. They're like it's like you got to be in the mood for them, like Animal House or whatever. It's like you know,
Yeah, a
like
lot
they
of
don't.
those, like, Animal House, I remember watching and being like, "Wait, this is what everyone's so excited about?
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's fine. It's not
It's
that good.
fine."
Yeah, it's the
Look at
same.
this, my fucking teeth look
Your
green on
teeth
this
are like
photo.
yellow. Oh my god, you look frightening. Ah! All right,
I
man.
like it.
I'm gonna.
There's a weird coloring going on. Alright,
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
bye.
See.